Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I am going to talk about niches, summer niches. I know everyone, niches, however you want to say it, I know everyone is excited and always says, what's the best niche? What should I do? What kind of low content book should I make? I want to tell you that almost anything can be profitable. You just have to do some research and be creative. So stick with me and I'm going to talk about summer niches. Okay, I'm back and I wanted to show you, so I know everyone's all concerned about, oh, what niches are the best and I'm not making any money. And I think it's a lot of times because we don't consider, if you've seen any of my videos, you don't consider your target market. You don't focus enough. So what I wanted to do is just show you how I come up with some ideas. So first, let's think of summer things. Okay, so making a list of summer things. Camping, travel, sports. Ooh, sports are always a good one, right? There's a lot of summer sports. And I just kind of start brainstorming things that happen during the summer, beach, travel. I just come up with some stuff. So here's what I do. Google can be your friend. It can help you come up with ideas. So I actually have typed in some of these, like I typed in travel niches, right? And I just started looking through. So this site right here shows travel niches predicted to boom in 2021. Okay, this year. Like, Google can be your friend. There's a lot of people who write articles on this. This is just one I'm showing you of the many that Google came up with. So you can kind of start looking. Some of these are really great. Okay, multi-generational travel. Okay, so what I like to do is sometimes I have a three-part thing. So what I do is I come up with either the interior or the niche, and then I come up with a sub-niche. But I think in this way, I'm going with summer theme type stuff. So I'm really going to come up with my niche, and then I'm going to say, okay, what different types of books can I make of interiors, like log books or, journals or whatever, and then sub-niche it down. So let's talk multi-generational travel. Okay, you can do maybe some group, like mom, the like 3-generation type travel journal, grandma's perspective or grandparents' perspective, parents' perspective, kids' perspective. So you could do some sort of journal where they have multi-generational travel and they each talk about like the same day. So you could have either journal pages or you could ask a few questions, and then each generational person gets to, tell what they thought about that, and that way they can have like a keepsake. So this could be some sort of keepsake thing. Or you could do a series, of 3 different types of journals that all kind of mix and match in a certain way to say like grandma's journal, mom's journal, daughter's journal. So you could do like the line of girls or guys, however you want to do it. You could do something else like that. It could be a logbook to talk about the different people or the places you saw this summer, that sort of thing. So just be creative and start thinking, okay, here's the niche. What types of interiors can I do? And the great thing is if you start doing research into these, you can start coming up with, you can reuse that research. You can make maybe a logbook, a journal, and then maybe something else specific that would go with it, a gratitude journal or something you can do with different types of interiors but with the same niche. And then, like I said, you sub-niche it again. I was talking about, grandmas, moms, or you can just kind of sub-niche it. So start thinking like that. Here's another one, bike tourism. Okay, so, maybe you do my world of my travel via bike, or you do some sort of journal about bike traveling with some interiors and different things, and then you can sub-niche it to girls, guys, teens, or something like that, right? So you have bike tourism, and then you have whatever kind of interior, maybe it's a logbook or something, and then you sub-niche it to teens or women or elderly couples who do bikes or something. You have a sub-niche. Motorhome travel. Again, just start thinking of different types of things. That's all I would do. Birding tours. Now this could be really fun. If you really do some research into birding, you could either do a logbook to track the birds they see, or the journal for these trips they do. There's different types of interiors you can do with that. And then yet again, you can sub-niche it to maybe, avid bird watchers or just the casual bird watcher who's just getting into it like a beginner versus the advanced. So you'd have to do some research to find out what the advanced and the beginner might want. But the thing is, you can make several different interiors based off of this niche. Let's see what else. Virtual reality. I'm not sure off the top of my head what you could do with this, but maybe you can come up with something. So that's kind of what I do. I start and just pick I Google it. One of the other ones, okay, let's talk about sports. Here we go. So I did sports. I just Googled summer sports and I got, let's see, this one was great. So ultimate frisbee, right? There's definitely some sort of logbook or tracker, or there's all sorts of different journals you could do for that, different types of low content interiors. And then you could sub-niche it for girls or guys, right? So your girl cover would definitely look a little bit more girly, and the guy cover would definitely have the guy, colors and things that they would be more interested in. Lacrosse, again, you can do some sort of logbook, some sort of journal, combination of those, and you could sub-niche it for guys, teens, beginners, kids, that sort of thing. You can definitely do some sort of sub-niche for that. Triathlons. Okay, so this is a great one. I don't know if you've done a triathlon, but I've done a triathlon, and to tracking all the, I did a half Ironman triathlon, so it was 1.6 mile swim and 56-mile bike race and a 13.1 run. And so when I was training for this was a huge thing. And so I had to log all my different training. I had to, make sure I split my days and did different things. So, and there's definitely a difference between the person who's a really good triathlete and someone who's a beginner like me, my first triathlon of that magnitude. So you can definitely do some research and figure out what would be best for that. Sand volleyball, definitely something you can do. Rollerblading, skateboard. What could you do for skateboarding? There's definitely logbooks. Ooh, so one of the things I was looking at is people like to design skateboards. So you could do some sort of skateboarding design templates, and then you could put maybe a journal page next to it so they can write what they like or don't like about that design or what they want to improve on. So that's something you could do. And you can niche that for girls or guys or either, or, beginner skateboarders. There's definitely something you can do with that. Soccer, there's all sorts of things you can do with soccer. Or football, as I know it's called in other countries. But this is kind of how I do it. Tennis, water sports, that's definitely big. Here's lots. Surfing, water skiing, wakeboarding, windsurfing. These are all sorts of sub-niches of water sports that you can do things, and you can niche it for guys, girls, kids, teens, beginners, experts, right? You can do all sorts of different things to sub-niche it even just a little bit further. Golf, definitely. Softball and baseball. So I had an example I had written down, you could do, you're going to do, so softball would be girls, and then you have a logbook or a journal, right? So you have different interiors, a niche, and then a sub-niche. So for girls, for guys, for kids, right? And that's kind of how I do this. If you do sub-niche down kind of that 3 levels, from your niche, your interior, and then niching it down like a sub-niche within, that niche for somebody, you're just going to target someone. And you're going to have a better idea what your cover should look like, because a cover for a girl or a cover for a guy might look very different. You could do a gender neutral one too, saying for teens, right? And then that way maybe your cover is a little maybe gender neutral, and either would like it. So there's different ways to sub-niche that really can help sell your book and find the right audience. Okay, so here's another one. I did summer sports, and all the Olympic summer sports came up. Look at all these different summer sports. Basketball, beach volleyball, artistic swimming. athletics, badminton, softball, baseball, basketball, canoe sprint, canoe slalom, breaking, cycling track, cycling road, mountain cycling, right? There's all the biking. There's all sorts of different biking, BMX biking, mountain biking. Look at all these different sports, diving, equestrian, eventing, jumping, fencing. Look at all these different sports. And everyone always wonders, oh, what niche should I do? Do something like, here's one, wrestling Greco-Roman. I'm sure this is an Olympic sport, so there's definitely people who are interested in this. And I don't know, there's a whole lot of books on Amazon about that, but you can definitely look. But there's got to be people who are interested in this if it is an Olympic sport. Modern pentathlon, right? There are so many things you could do with a pentathlon, just like I was talking about the triathlon. When I did my first triathlon, there was so much to track. A pentathlon, there's got to be a lot of things to track. So if you did some research into something like this, just think of all the different types of people who would be interested in this. People who swam, people who are running and shooting and fencing. And I think, that's riding horses, I guess, is part of a pentathlon. So there are so many things in there that people would be interested in that could gather your audience, right? And this is very specific. So, you could really find like an audience, a target market for that. Rowing, rugby, sailing, shooting, table tennis. That's a great one, table tennis. So there's so many things you can do. So I want to give you like ideas, because there is a million niches out there, and the way to really make money and do a really good book is to really look into the niche and find out what they want and then create that book. Spend some time. I saw a post the other day of people who said they spent, an hour or two, and those books didn't really sell, but the books that they spent weeks on were the ones that they could sell for a higher price and were selling. And so that's a lot of what I've been doing now. I spent weeks on my interior and books. Now, do remember, I don't spend every single day. Sometimes I don't get to work on my books at all the entire day. So sometimes it takes me a month to get something done, which probably if I was working on it every day might take me a week or even two. But, spend some time researching, finding out what they want, finding out what your target market would like, what they really need, and then you can really, do an excellent job, and your book is going to, blow everyone else out of the market because they just didn't spend time on it. So that's kind of my suggestion. I think you can do really well with kind of the summer themes. It's a good time right now to get all the summer stuff out, because it'll give it time to get ranked, to give it time to start to pick up. I see some of my summer stuff starting to pick up in the past week. And so I think if you get some stuff out right now that kind of are focused on those summer sports, summer activities, you could really, really hit the boom of everyone. Because I know with COVID, there's been a lot of people who have been locked inside, but now that the vaccines are getting out, I think a lot more people are going to be traveling, a lot more people are going to be out doing sports, and they're just kind of ready to get outside. So I think these are some great niches. You can look on, after you kind of pick a few that you think might be good, look on Amazon and do some basic research to see if what's out there or if things are selling or not selling. But don't be too concerned with the numbers exactly, because I have a few books that aren't exactly like anything that's out there, but they're in a popular sub-niche type thing, but my book is different from the others, and my books are selling really well because it's in a popular topic, like the target market's pretty big and would like what I want or what I made, so they want this book. So don't be too concerned if the book you want to do isn't exactly, there's nothing exactly out there. Do your research, find out who would want these types of books, how big your audience is for these types, and I think you can do really well. Even in like something like this pentathlon, like I haven't done any research on this, but honestly, out of all these, it hits me that this could be a really great niche if you really did some research and thought about this, because I doubt there's a huge amount of books out there on modern pentathlon or gymnastic rhythmic. This one might be a harder sell, but this, you've got quite a few sports and things in there that you could, doing the research on that is going to give you a lot of ideas. Anyway, so that is my tip for today. I'm sorry I wasn't live today. I will be live next week. You're going to have me back live. I've been, I've had a cold, and actually I've not a cold. I have really bad spring allergies. And the spring has been, the pollen is just killing me. So like this video, subscribe please, thumbs up, comment. I'm so glad you guys are here on my channel, and I'm happy to bring you new thoughts and ideas and just kind of some different stuff. I really want you to dig into niches and dig into learning about something, so that even something you already know, maybe you know something about one of these sports, right? You know, that's a great place to start. But I want you to dig in and create something new and original and different from everybody else, because that is what's going to sell. Something that, you know, isn't like everybody else's, and that you understand, you know, the cover has to match your sub niche, and the cover matches, you know, the niche and what it is. So really think about it and try and come up with something new and different. So I'm here to help you do that, and thanks for listening, and I will see you next week.